Hey y'all, let's look at our objectives today. There are two of them, okay? The first one says, I will write a division equation. The second one says, I will solve division problems, by drawing a picture or using a bar model. All right, so before we focus on this first objective, I will write a division equation. Let's go back and review. What is division? All right, so we know when we think of division, we know we share equally. Another word, partition into equal groups, partition objects, whether it's food, toys, buses, think of any type of noun where you divide objects equally into groups or rows or columns. When we think of division, splitting numbers into equal shares. And as you are noticing, multiplication and division are the opposite, okay? So, now that we're going to be writing division equations, I want to teach you guys what each number in a division equation represents. All right, so let's look up here. Here I have 10 divided by 2 equals 5. Okay, 10 divided by 2 equals 5. All right, now I want you to pay very close attention to these vocabulary, these key terms. I promise you, the more you practice with your teacher, the more you guys will start memorizing what those words are, what the numbers mean. All right, so 10 right here, what you need to know, 10 represents the total number. The total, whatever the objects are, could be 10 brownies, 10 teachers. Okay, so this number is called the dividend. Dividend. All right, and the dividend is the total. It's the number that is to be divided into a division problem. Okay, first number, the total. That's called the dividend. Divided by, so 10 divided by 2. 2 is called the divisor. Okay, the divisor is the number that divides the dividend. Okay, so 10 divided by 2, 10 is divided into 2 groups. Okay, normally this number represents equal groups. As you can see, the answer, so 10 divided by 2 equals 5, the answer to a division problem is called the quotient. We know the answer to a multiplication problem is called the product. So usually, in this case, the answer, the quotient of a division problem is the answer and it's the number in each group. Okay? So that is what, in a division equation, these are the key vocabulary words that represents the equation. And we'll practice some more. All right, so let's look, first of all, at my equal groups. We're going to start with equal groups. And again, our objective, the first one says, I will write a division equation. So we're going to write a division equation that represents the equal groups, this picture. All right, so we know in division, the first number represents the total. This is the dividend. All right, so when I look at these equal groups, to get the total number, in this case, our objects are hearts, I know that there are 6 groups, and there are 4 hearts equally into each group. I know that 6 times 4, I'm using my multiplication pack, 6 times 4 is 24. 24 is my total number of hearts. That is my dividend, okay? You can also skip count by 4s to get 24 or go back and count by 1s, okay? So 24 divided by, this is our division symbol, 24 divided by, let's write our divisor, the number of groups. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And our quotient, the answer to this division problem, represents the number of hearts that are equally into each group. As you can see again, there are 4 hearts. 24 divided by 6 equals 4. All right, so I want you to think back to multiplication. Remember, in multiplication, we can flip the factors. For example, 2 times 3, we know is 6. We can also flip these numbers, 3 times 2, and we will still get the same answer. Okay, I want you to remember that. We can flip those factors and get the same answer. So watch this. In division, we can flip the divisor and the quotient. We can flip these two numbers. So I'm flipping them, the divisor and the quotient, and you will still get the same amount, the same total. Okay, 24 divided by 6 equals 4 is the same thing as saying 24 divided by 4 equals 6. Let me prove it to you. I already went ahead and drew another equal groups. As you can see, this time there are 4 equal groups, and there are 6 hearts in each. If I add 6 4 times, I get 24. So this picture represents 24 divided by 4 groups equals 6. All right. Now let me show you when we have an array. Here's an array of smiley faces, okay? All right, again, we are writing a division equation. Our dividend, our first number in the equation, represents the total number of objects. In this case, they are smiley faces. Well, let me count. Instead of counting by ones, I mean, you can do that, but I want to work smart and not hard. I could use my multiplication facts to help me find the total. There are 1, 2, 3 rows of smiley faces, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 smiley face in each row, 6 columns. I know that 3 times 6 is 18. So 18 total smiley faces. 18 divided by, well, let me see, equal groups represents the number of rows. There are 1, 2, 3 equal rows, so 18 divided by 3. 3 is my divisor. The answer, the quotient, represents the number of columns, or we can say how many smiley faces are in each row. Well, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if we want, you're learning that in division, we can switch, we can flip the divisor and the quotient. So we can say 18 divided by 6 rows equals 3. Let me turn my array and show you that. Okay. All I didn't change the number of smiley faces. I just flipped it. And as you can see, we still have a total of 18 smiley faces. The 18 smiley faces are now divided into 6 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there are 1, 2, 3 smiley faces in each row. Right there. Okay? Now, we are going to continue writing division equations. This time we're going to get into some word problems. All right. Let's go a little bit deeper. All right, guys. A dog trainer has 20 dog treats for 5 dogs in his class. If each dog gets the same number of treats, how many treats will each dog get? All right, so I read it. You know me, I like to read it one time through first and go back and circle important numbers and put a box, a square around important words and phrases. So we know a dog trainer, we know a total amount of dog treats he has. That is 20, okay? 20 dog treats for 5 of his dogs. We know if each dog gets the same number, I'm going to put the phrase same number in a box. if each dog gets the same number of treats, how many treats will each dog get? Boys and girls, in division, in the question, if you see each, how many treats will each dog get, you will know that is division. Okay? All right, so we have a total number of dog treats, which is 20. 5 dogs represents equal groups. Let me draw 5 circles. My 5 circles represents the 5 dogs. I know if he divides the 20 treats and he gives each dog the same amount, I know I'm going to divide. Okay? So I'm going to take my 20 and I'm going to draw smaller circles one at a time in each group until I get rid of these 20 dog treats. So again, we need to find how many treats will each of these dogs get. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to the top. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Remember, I'm going to stop at 20. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay? So I divided out my 20 dog treats equally with the 5 dogs. And as you can see, there are 4 circles in each group. So how many treats will each dog get? 4 treats. So let's write a division equation that represents this word problem. Again, we're going to start with our dividend, our total number of dog treats. That's 20 divided by how many equal groups? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the quotient, the answer is how many are in each group? 4. We can also say 20 divided by 4 equals 5. Okay? Remember, you can flip the divisor and the quotient, and you still get the same total. All right, now, as you can see in our second objective, it did say I will solve division problems by drawing a picture. I just showed you how to draw a picture that represents this word problem. But notice in the objective it says, or use a bar model. Well, let me show you what a bar model would look like. Now, guys, a bar model is just basically another picture, another visual that you can use to help you solve the word problem. As you can see, I did my best. We can say that in this bar model, this rectangle is divided into bars. We can say boxes. I'm going to show you how this bar model can represent this same exact word problem that we just did about the dog treats. All right, so watch. Here, as you can see, the bar model is divided into fifths, 5 equal parts, because we know there were a total of 5 dogs in the class. And the 5 dogs, just like this picture, represented equal groups. All right, so this bar model is divided into fifths. As you can see, the total number is already here at the bottom. There were a total of 20 dog treats. All right? We have to figure out how many dog treats did each dog get. Well, we already solved that. So there are 4 in each group. All you would do in this bar model is write 4 in each group. Because 4 plus 4, 5 times, equals a total of 20. All right. And we will be practicing using the bar model more in your math class, or if you're in virtual classes, we will practice using the bar model more during the live classes. Okay? So boys and girls, that's how you would write a division equation, and that's how we can draw some pictures to help us solve division problems, and we'll continue working on these clue words, these vocabulary terms, dividend, divisor, and quotient. Have a wonderful day.